Alrighty, guys. So a really interesting player, CJ Edwards. He played at Bergen Catholic last year. He's actually going to another school in Jersey. He is a 6'4" edge rusher, and he's going to the University of Tennessee. So he is pretty compact. All right. He's 6'4". He's only 215 pounds. He is athletic. I mean, he sheds this tackle. He's pretty bendy, but he's very, very fast. Like you see him there, he's able to track down the play. He is moderate twitch. Like, look at that little bit of twitch. He needs to get better at using his hands. Played with a very good defensive line here at Catholic. I think that he can continue to work on misdirection. He does have those long arms that I believe like Tennessee is enamored with, players with longer arms. So CJ's the type of player I think that he has like very, very good hustle. I think he's a high upside player. I really do. Especially like maybe you put on more weight, maybe he moves inside. I see him contributing maybe like as a junior. He can even already maybe even contribute on the special teams part because, he's 6'4", very interesting, probably going to be a 4.3. And I mean, maybe he could even lose weight and continue to be really, really fast. So he's fast off of the edge. The one thing I will say about Edwards is that, he is a big guy. And I guess the concern is people are going to look for, if you're really going to be like at the edge position, some people are going to want smaller or they're going to want a little bit taller than 6'4". They're going to want like 6'6". That's probably where the 5 stars end up. He had decent production. The guys that are 6'2" have to have elite first steps, but he at least is 6'4" and still is really progressing and playing decent football up in Jersey. He has great motor, really good physicality. Again, defensive linemen I think are hard to evaluate in this process, but you see this here and a guy his size like running that fast, it is really exciting. It's just that I hope he's not a tweener, meaning like I hope that he, doesn't get locked up by tackles, on the edge because again, like he doesn't weigh the most. So he might need to learn how to overpower some guys. All right. And his bend is fine. That's a good stunt right there. Very, very good stunt. Runs his feet, attacks the quarterback. So I believe Tennessee is getting a very good football player, and you can never have too many defensive linemen. So, you take it, you really take a chance on Edwards, and I think that he could end up panning out for Tennessee. I really do. But once again, like, is he going to be fast enough to beat tackles? And if you're going to move him inside, can he beat up the guards? And that's why I think Edwards in this process is mostly Tennessee, because some schools, like, you got to be able to use CJ Edwards in the best way, which I believe is probably going to be outside. So he's going to have to continue to work on that bend, continue to work on speed and quickness, because I don't want to move him inside. And he has to probably play like a 4-3 type defense, all right? But that's pretty damn good there. So he has very good straight line speed, all right? And again, you're going to be more decisive with some players. Some players are going to have a higher floor than Edwards, but the ceiling is there. Here he's a great kid. I'm rooting for him. I really am rooting for him. I think that he can, again, he plays the run pretty well. He moves his feet. He's such an athlete. He closes up space just tremendously well. That I love. I love the speed. I love the motor. So you know what? I think that his floor is getting a little bit higher. But again, maybe I'm just worried about, like, I see some 5-star edges that are like 6'5", 6'6", and, it's just that some people are looking at edges to be more point setters and to be bigger kids. and I hope he's not a tweener. I don't think he will be. But, you know, that's honestly going to be the knock probably on Edwards. But I think that he's fast enough to make the difference, to be a really, really good productive edge. And I think that he plays the run well enough, and he's going to get in that strength and conditioning program. So I think that he'll be just fine at UT. I think that they got a good one here in Edwards.